But Acharya Ji, in your observation around us, is it also true that love fades away? There was love once, and now there is none.
Attraction fades away.
So the identity of the connection was wrong.
Obviously, there was no love in the first place. That's what the movies have told us. This is love. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, and the rainbows, and the scarves, and the teddy bears, and the chocolates, and that is love. So you feel this is love. This is not love at all.
That's Valentine's Day.
And it must fade away, and it must be admitted that it has faded away and there was no love. Maybe that will open the gates to love. It's never too late. And I'm not talking of love of the man-woman kind necessarily. As I said, love is first of all a very individual thing. It is about you being committed to your own highest potential. That is love. Because unless I am all right, how will I relate to someone in the right way?
There is a chapter on when closeness becomes a cage, in which we are talking about continuously checking on our relationships. If we have become dependent, have I turned exploitative? Have I started holding self-centered expectations? And is the other person expecting too much? If we are constantly checking on our relationships, are we truly enjoying our relationships?
No, checking is not an active thing. It is a thing of passive observation. I do not mean you have to check on somebody or inquire like a policeman.
But reflect.
Just see. Be open to what you see. Don't close your eyes. The fact is there, out in the open. Don't be blind to it. That's what I mean. It's almost like being sensitive to your own health, right? Right? You must know there's something in the back that hurts. Something is here, something is what's happening to my eyesight. It's like that.
So if you use Gen Z lingo, these can be the red flags?
Yeah, the red flags. And there are red flags. Just that desire makes us blind to them. When you are so full of desire, then red flags turn green. You don't want to admit that there are obvious red flags in the relationship because you're looking forward to the next date or to the next sexual encounter. So you don't want to admit that, no, there is a deep problem here. Wait, let's check. Let's question. Let's be doubly sure. And then we'll proceed. You are afraid of questioning. You are afraid of inquiring. You don't ask the right questions. People speak over phone or they sit in front of each other for hours at a stretch. Yet they would never even touch some important points to discuss. Some questions are deliberately avoided. Some things they very well know. If they are discussed, would be like, as they say, the spanner in the wheels. So say they know the no-go zone. They don't go there. They don't go there because the relationship might be troubled. And why must the relationship be sustained? Because there's a desire to fulfill. The most important questions are the ones that are never asked.
And but someday they will be asked.
Even if you don't ask them, though they will be exposed. That's the nature of life. It's an important topic. By the very fact that it is important, life will bring it up in some way or the other. How much can you avoid it? But we avoid it for the sake of temporary fulfillment of desire. It's almost like, let's say you are a vegetarian, right? And there is an item there in the bakery. You don't take eggs. But it looks so tempting that you don't want to check with the seller whether it has egg.
Yeah.
You know the question is dangerous. So you would pretend, you would convince yourself there is no egg here, and you will buy it and eat it. You will not ask the very obvious question, does it have egg? You will not ask the question. That's what. In the relationship, when it's in its formative stage, the most important questions are never asked, and then avoidance becomes a rule in the relationship. You don't ask me this, I won't ask you that. Let us exist on a barter basis. Give and take becomes the nature of the relationship.
Let's skip to the chapter on the part that hormones play in defining our relationships or the way we will proceed with a certain person in our life. Now, when you say that this is something which is not in our control, and you will definitely fall prey to it. You will be doing things which perhaps you would have avoided at an early or a later age, but at a certain age you will fall victim to it.
First part is right. The second, not necessarily. You said hormones are not in our control. That's right. That's well said. The second thing you said, we'll definitely fall prey to it. Not necessarily. You may not control the hormones, but you have it in you to observe the play of hormones. And what is observed becomes harmless. Now you know what is happening is hormonal, chemical. Therefore, you will not fall prey to it. You don't need to control it. You just need to know.
But that sort of observation doesn't come in teenagers. I mean, they are too young to even observe themselves.
It's not a matter of youth. Yeah, it's a matter of conditioning. Teenager is a very old person. He has already been conditioned for 10 years or more. If the fellow is 16, maybe the process of conditioning started from the age of 6. So he's already conditioned for 10 years. In so many cases, actually, if you go and ask psychologists dealing with child psychology, they'll tell you the process of conditioning starts as early as 2 months, 3 months. That's the kind of age you start getting stamped on. They come and they leave their imprints. That's what we call as conditioning. So by the time you are 18, it's actually 17 or 18 years of a very intensive process of indoctrination. Right? So that's what makes it tough for the teenager. It's not as if you require to be really old to understand a few things. It's not that self-observation is something that can begin only after you are 25. Self-observation is a very, very simple thing of direct honesty. You have a little daughter and she can honestly admit, yes, I was jealous. It's a very obvious thing. Jealousy is a thing of hormones, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was jealous. Why did you hide the apple from your brother? I was greedy. This is self-observation. This does not demand a particular age. But when you tell her in advance, you're a bad girl if you are envious or jealous, if you're a bad girl, then she will not admit. Then she'll not admit.
She'll start hiding her true emotions.
She'll start hiding her true emotions.
And when we are forced to mask our true emotions and true self,
you cannot then afford to observe.
And there will be a sudden eruption.
Yes, obviously. I'm very, very scared within. But the society I come from, right, it values bravado. Bravado. Now, will I ever afford to observe my cowardice? I cannot. Because it's been implanted in me that if I am scared, then I'm not valuable. And that the society can in fact ostracize me. And that I must fall in my own esteem. So that impedes observation. How can I observe something if I'm already afraid of the consequences of the observation?
You are ending a chapter by putting up this question that can there be love beyond this thing, chemistry or some sort of chemical element to it? Does the self want to ingratiate itself or dissolve itself? I want to understand these lines. It's beyond my level of understanding.
Can you read out a few lines?
It's this para that I'm quoting if you want to just have a look. The last para of this page.
This one.
Yeah, this one.
I'll start with the previous one. That is a normal human love. As objects meet objects, such unions exist only under certain conditions. When the conditions change, the dream is over. Can there be love beyond chemistry? Does the self want to ingratiate itself or dissolve itself? Dissolution can come only when the self sees itself as needless. This seeing is at the core of all wisdom. It is self-awareness, the sine qua non for love. Yeah.
This is my copy.
Yeah. How can there be space for the real thing when the unreal keeps posing as the real? You see, the unreal cannot enter your life declaring that it is unreal. Right? Will you ever accept lies if lies present themselves as lies? Will you? You will not. You must have been lied to some incident in life. How did the person or whatever succeed in lying to you? They said, this is the truth. Right? So lies present themselves as truth.
Someone's truth.
Someone's truth, as reality, to be accepted.
Yeah.
And you accept them. So what we have as per ourselves is always the truth, even if it is a lie. But the very fact that it has been accepted means that we took the lie as truth. Means whatever sits within us is for us the truth. And if it is already the truth for us, how can the real thing now enter? Because we are assuming that the real thing is already here inside, within. So what it says is, you have to then look at what you already have and ask, to what extent is it real? And that is self-dissolution. Why? Because all that this sits within us. This is what we call as the self. This is what we call as the self. Now, real love is waiting outside there. But this self is not admitting real love. That's the real thing. But this self is not admitting the real thing. Why? Because it assumes that the real thing is already inside.
Right.
Whereas what is inside is unreal. It was just masking as real. So how can you then admit that within? By first seeing that this is unreal. You don't have
to
to
vacate the space first.
You don't have to be determined to vacate, but you have to be determined to inquire. Because it is your sanctum sanctorum. This is your sacred place. This or this, whatever. This is the most precious place you can have. And before you admit something in here, you must first check for its veracity. Right? Now we all have already maybe made a mistake and something has seeped in. Still, check for its credentials. Inquire into its reality. And then maybe something very, very real out there waiting for us will find a space to be welcomed.
So that's the beauty of this conversation and this book, that it's not only talking about us and our expectations from others and what they do to us and etc. etc. It's about self-reflection and completing a journey within before you start a journey outside.
Right.
So as a parting note for this round of our conversation, let's just put this page, chapter number 18 in context. Be whole before you belong. Unless you are a complete person within yourself, you will never become a worthy partner.
You will, if I may say, be a clinger. And if I can be allowed to be harsh, you will be a parasite. Because if I'm not whole, what am I coming to you for?
To eat your food.
To eat your food. My plate is not whole, so I'm targeting your plate and I'm calling it a relationship. I have desires and you are the means to fulfill those desires. That's why I come to you and I say I'm a loving person. This is not love. And because you will not admit to my desires, so I offer a bargain. I say, fine, do you too have some desires? I can fulfill your desires. And let the two of us then pair together. Won't work for long because you change, your desires change, And a relationship founded on desires is bound to wither away.
Right. Acharya Ji, once again, I'm going to leave a lot of thoughts between the two of us revolve around in this room, and for the listener and the viewer to take it and understand it, because understanding is the true window to wisdom. Unless you observe yourself, no one can really open your eyes. Right. I think that's the gist of our communication. And again, I can't emphasize it enough. It's a wonderful book. Please get your hands on it and do try to read page by page and, get a better understanding of who we are as humans. Thank you once again, Acharya.
And I hope this will be a nice companion for you on your flight back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.